For Dads in the Six, I'm Nicholas Mazzeo.
And I'm Jamie Campbell.
James. Timothy.
I was hoping you were going to start with just congratulations.
Oh. Hey, congratulations, man.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to keep that whole first part.
Yeah, congratulations. You've had a second kid.
Surprise. Yeah. We didn't do a baby reveal like we did for yours.
No,
Like, who is the father?
I still regret how we did not put no, we did put Maury Povich as like the I don't remember what things
The
are called.
thumbnail?
But there was something about it we should have done. And I'm like,
I remember.
What?
We should have had an envelope.
Right, that was it. And just gag it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
To reveal who the father is. Anyways, you are the father.
Yes, baby girl, 7 pounds, 3 ounces at 8:53 on April 12th. Missed the Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Rowan Emily is her name. And she's awesome. She's 12 days old as of this recording.
So you've joined my ranks as a double.
Yes, and this is the only rank I will be ever joining. There will be no more babies.
How do you know that?
Because I feel like someone somewhere is getting snipped at some point soon.
Yeah,
I mean, not soon, but like relatively soon.
That's what I was gonna ask. I'm
I'm done.
You both have some fertile years left. You gotta either, you gotta take care of that.
We've been talking. I think at the Christmas party when Vess was still pregnant for my work, and we talked to another couple that have 2 kids, and that conversation came up. I don't know if that's like something you should be talking to people about. I don't know how private that is, but we felt comfortable talking about it. Whatever. And yeah, we were told like you guys are far too young to be making those decisions. But like I don't know, it wasn't hard to agree to 2 kids, but it was like should we, shouldn't we? I like my time. Link's already at 3. We're killing. He'll be 3 later this year. We're killing it. We're balancing things. Do we need to add to this? And we came to the yes, and it didn't help that you guys got pregnant. Like I think that kind of like went, oh shit, Nick's having number 2. Let's go. So yeah, and I know your wife's talking about a third, like just bringing it up. It makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Not for me, for you.
The thing is, this whole episode, just so we're clear, is like a fathering update.
Because, we'll just chat about what's up.
This is what's happening in this episode. So. Yeah, I don't know. I can't guarantee you that there won't be a third. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that at this point, because again, fathering up, I think we've had like the opposite sort of baby experiences, whereas Leia was kind of like your textbook baby. She can be put down for a few hours. She just feeds. She cries because every baby cries, but like nothing out of the ordinary. Made you think like, parent.
What was all this people are talking about?
Yeah, even like you, because like Lincoln was kind of like sometimes more like higher needs, and just like he was kind of like more clingy to Vanessa, which made it harder for you to like sometimes like be able to step in. Whereas like I could just grab Leia at any point. She took the bottle, no problem, so I could like be independent with her. And it's just like it sucks when they're breastfeeding and they're just like always stuck to mom, because then she's overwhelmed and there's not much you can do. So then Leia was like, yeah, same thing. She's like, we were on a nice little roll. As much as life changed and, you had to shift over your priorities and your time, after like a good year, especially once they start going down at like 7:30, you're like, easy street. We got this. No problem. And then we had the second kid. And this kid, complete fucking opposite. Like, this is not Leia.
People said that, and I don't know how accurate it is, but so far it's semi-true.
Yeah.
With both of us.
Yeah. To me, like, and again, the thing is, like, there's no parenting change. We're doing the exact same thing we would have done with Leia that we're doing with Kenna. And this kid is, like, she's not doing 3-hour feeding cycle. She's doing whenever the hell she wants to eat cycle. So sometimes just, like, you fed her, and then 29 minutes later, she's like, I need more milk, please. Yeah. And Steph's like knee deep into like a cake, right? And then she's like, I can't do anything really. So it's just different. She's more clingy. She cries a bit more. So it's just like,
So is this making you take a step back from the third kid?
I never necessarily. If I have a third kid and then they listen to this, they'll hate me, right? But like, I've never. I've been okay with 2 kids. I'll be okay with 2 kids.
When I said you, though, I meant you as a couple. So include Steph into this conversation.
Does that change? No. I think Steph is as adamant as ever that she's still
Is
up
it
for a
because
third
she's
kid.
from a family of 3?
I think that plays a part into it.
Because Vanessa wants nowhere near 5 kids. Like 0. No.
Yeah, no. But I also think 3 is a typical, normal, like no one bats an eye when you say you have 3 kids.
Is she going after the boy?
That's part of it. I think if Kenna would have been a boy, I would have had a stronger leg to stand on. Like maybe I could already start looking at doctors who like snip things. And like, but no, yeah. So I think not having the boy is kind of like that extra, like, let's just roll the dice. And
I'm happy you're saying that, because if you didn't care, like if you had no inkling on like, yeah, we wouldn't mind trying for a boy. If you didn't care, it'd be like, well, what's another girl going to add to your family? Like, where's the desire here to grow your family more? In today's age, like 3 kids, like gives me a headache.
I mean, that's the question you would ask Steph, right?
You got to be part of this, man.
No, but I mean, in the sense of, I'm good with 2 kids. So like, I'm fine.
Yeah, and you can't really meet in the middle, like have 2.5 either.
Yeah. And so for her, it'd be like, I guess, she wants it for the boy. Yeah, you're right. So
you should argue you only want 1 kid and then meet in the middle at 2.
We're already done. Yeah. So
no, can you try that though? Next argument you have with her about like 3 or 2 kids, just be like, well, fuck, I only want 1 kid.
But there's something, maybe because you're like emotionally cold or something, you're just different. But like, as much as like, Kenna's sort of interrupting a lot of that rhythm that we had kind of nailed down with Leia, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. That's just it is what it is, right? We have a kid now, but there's still something about me that's just like, now that I have 2, maybe I kind of want 3. It's just something like now, like I see I don't know how to word it, the value, the fun, the awesomeness of like multiple kids.
I know love isn't this finite thing. At least I don't think it is. But I feel like I don't want to spread my love anymore. Like I don't want to like thin it out is what I mean. Over 3 kids. Like I feel like I just want to concentrate on these 2, make them both kick ass.
But see, that's I guess part of this fathering update, because again, I think every parent who has 1 kid thinks the same thing. How could I possibly love the next kid?
Yeah, and you do.
And you do. So I think that theory for me has just gone out the window.
Yeah.
Like more so it'd be like, I guess, how do you spread your time and money?
Money.
Yeah, over 3 kids. But the love thing, I'm like, and I think that's what hit me. I think that's kind of like the little addiction part right now, where it's just like, God damn, that was awesome. And I love, like, I can love another kid just as much. So let's maybe have a 3rd one, and it'll be in your head. You'll be like, it'll be fun. And you have a daughter now, so maybe you could speak on it more. I don't know how you feel. To me, the daddy-daughter thing, 100% real. And I don't have a boy to really counter that. But if I had a 3rd kid and it was a girl, just had like something sounds, you know what I'm trying to say, like that romanticized, like me and my 3 girls. Okay. Like there's just something like special that seems pretty awesome about that. 2 girls, just as awesome, but like, hell, if you're gonna have 3 and they're all 3 girls, that'd be awesome. If I had a boy, then it's like, okay, boom, I got 1 of everything. Let's roll. Let's rock and roll.
I'm legit starting to get scared about the money. Like I've been talking to a few people lately, and their kids into dance or whatever. And I'm not trying to stereotype Lincoln into hockey and her into Rowan into dance, but shit's not cheap. The second your kid, we're talking to Jesus about this actually. The second your kid gets good at something, it becomes more expensive. Because if my kid plays hockey. Yeah. And he sucks at it, you could throw him into house league or Timbits hockey,
just something to keep him busy,
or baseball, like just some other sport just to keep him busy and active, and then he'll grow up and do what he wants to do. But if your kid gets good at dance or gets good at hockey, you can't hold them back. They have to go play AAA or whatever dance tiers there are, and that's when it gets expensive. Hockey equipment by itself is expensive, but then you have all the fees and stuff. Like we're talking like laying down 10 G's because they got to play the next season of sports. Like that's just like, bam, my bank account. Like at a time. Here we go.
And then it's like the time. Then it's just like,
It's like
then,
3 kids. That starts to get like I'm scared of 2.
Then
like,
you're
I'm
doing
scared
like travel tournaments. You know, you're paying for
all that.
hotels.
I mean, you do some fundraising and stuff, but still, like at some point, you're swiping a credit card over something for tens of thousands of dollars. If
every year,
every year, if they get good,
yeah,
and that's a risk you're taking. I guess you're hoping they get good, but most of those, even if they're good, they lead nowhere sometimes, right?
But can you? I don't know because we don't have kids that age. I mean, financially, you have to reach a limit at some point or be prioritized. Like, would it get to a point where, like, okay, they're getting good, they need to take the next step? But like, if you think realistically, they're not going to make the NHL or anything like that. Do you just kind of be like, can't really do it? Can't financially?
I don't want to be. I want to be the parent.
I know you don't
parents,
want to.
My parents bent over backwards, and all they did was go to Festerton, and we played hockey. Those are the point I was making with Jesus, and it'd be good to have him here. Is at least as a kid, they didn't seem to do anything else. Whereas me, I play soccer, I collect my comic books, I buy technology.
That's what I
like. You'd have to make sacrifices.
You'd have
right?
to make sacrifices,
and then that's a bullet I'd have to come across that one.
I'm not saying you just tell them you can't, but you know, I mean, sometimes money will get seriously tight, especially if you have 2 or 3 kids. And
knowing me, and I know this isn't me, I probably don't appear this way to you or many people, but if it came to push or shove, my kid is playing hockey or dance or whatever it is, I will find a way.
I guess the compromise. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not saying I agree with this point, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Would you then say, okay, we can't afford 10, 15 grand to next level, and then another 10, 15 grand? We're not taking away hockey. We're just taking away that hockey. like you could still.
Like I said, I will do anything under my power to not have that conversation, and I don't even want to like humor you because I wouldn't want to have that discussion. If he wants to stop hockey, he can stop hockey because that's what I did to my parents. But I would never be the one to bring that up. Period. Like end of conversation.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would go there either. But you know, again, you never know when shit happens or whatever. But like,
so anyways, I mean, we're only 12 days in for me, like 12 days into this having 2 kids, right? So far, I haven't felt the difference. Vanessa's a beast. She does her breastfeeding thing. Kid sleeps the rest of the time. Like I said, I'm getting some of the Jesus' first kid and Nick's first kid vibes with an easygoing kid, which feels nice. But I'm already like looking forward to 18 months from now when Vanessa goes back to work. She leaves the house around 7 to get to work for 8. I got to get 1 kid to daycare, 1 kid to JK, pick 1 kid up from JK, and pick 1 kid up from daycare. How?
You don't. Well, yeah, I don't know how you're doing the morning thing necessarily, but I guess the evening thing becomes like when your kid's in JK, like when your kid's in daycare, it's fine because they can stay at daycare till like 6 o'clock. When they're in JK, you got to now pay for like after school daycare. Like
that's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, because like just think logically for a second. Your kid finishes school at 3 o'clock. 99% of people work 9 to 5s.
I don't know how a couple that both work 9 to 5 do this.
I mean, Steph and I essentially do. Granted, we have like Steph's mom, which is like 5 minutes away, and the luck is that she works overnights, so she's perfectly available at like 3 o'clock, 3:30, and I can only assume that at when kid's done school, he or she whatever will go to Steph's mom's house or be picked up by Steph's mom or something like that. Like that will be kind of like our workaround. But if Steph's mom moved away or something, you're paying for after school daycare. So daycare never ends.
I guess.
Daycare never ends.
I think I'll be flexible enough with the nature of my job that I'll be able to handle it, but it's gonna suck. Like,
Yeah,
that's when my having 2 kids kicks in.
Yeah.
Like once Vanessa goes back to work. But we'll see how it goes.
My fathering update pretty much, like I'm 3.5 months into it. And like this is like legit now hard. Because Kenna's a little bit more difficult, right? In that sense of like she cries more. She doesn't fit into like a nice little textbook routine of like you feed them every 3 hours. They're kind of like sleeping in between that time. If they're awake, if Leia was awake and she was fed and satisfied, she was awake and kind of chill, I could drop her. Not saying I can't always do that with Kenna, but
You just cut that sentence off. I could drop her.
yeah.
And the time you dropped your kid downstairs?
She fell, took me with her. So with Kenna, Steph's already full blown back into sports. She's playing starting this Sunday. She'll be 3 days a week at sports. She's starting up baseball, and she's full blown into cakes. Like she's on a mat leave, but she's pretty much working 5 days a week. Like start Wednesdays, she's like all into her cakes, and so I'm like on full blown Kenna duty, which is now messing my shit up because just when I got into a rhythm with Leia goes down at 7:30. I can fire up the PlayStation. Steph's is in the kitchen doing her cakes. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
Friday nights.
You're a bachelor all over again.
Bachelor all over again, except minus the partying on Friday, Saturday nights. But we're too old for that. So it's just like, oh yeah, me and my PlayStation or me and a nice movie Friday night. And if Steph didn't really have a cake, beautiful. Me and Steph on the couch, watching TV, movies, hanging out, beautiful. Kenna comes in and just fucks all that shit up. And now
maybe it's just temporary.
I'm sure it is. And like, I'm not too worried about it because like, how could you resent your kid over that? You can't. It's just stupid, right?
I was going to talk about like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like
when they're 18.
Yeah, like I mean, it's far away. Maybe even when they're 10, like the next 18 years of our lives are going to change so many times.
Yeah.
It's going to suck for a little bit.
We're going to do a fathering update every 6 months on this podcast.
Basically. After the break, I want to talk to you about an article.
Okay.
Remember I sent you that article?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a controversial topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, it's a good one for our next third kid.
Yeah.
They just want to put me down, but I'm a rise from the ground. All these bitches want to play around, but if the tables turn, they wouldn't make a sound.
Hey guys, Nick here. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, or wherever you're listening from. And if you're feeling extra kind, drop us a comment or a 5-star review. They go a long way to helping our little podcast grow and get noticed. Also, check us out at Dads in the Six on Instagram or Twitter, where you can keep up to date on show schedules, information, and just our general day-to-day lives. Now let's jump back into this week's episode.
So there was an article published in the Globe and Mail earlier this month that sparked a little bit of like debate within myself, and I brought it up to you and Vanessa. So I want to talk about that. It was a family who had a kid named Storm announced to, I guess, their friends and family that they weren't revealing the gender of their baby.
Yeah.
And they were choosing to let the baby, like, sort of, I guess their words were, "We've decided not to share Storm's sex for now, a tribute to freedom and choice in place of limitation." So I guess I want to talk to you about how, or what your thoughts are. You're in sort of the social working world, so maybe you have a bit of insight into this. What your thoughts are? Are you against it or for it or indifferent?
Yeah, when I saw this article, I remember this kind of. This kid's like 7 years old now. I remember this coming up, and like to me, I'll be honest, I'm pretty indifferent because for me, indifferent.
If you had a slogan, like if you had like a subtitle,
yeah,
you as a person,
yeah,
it'd be Nick Mazzeo : indifferent.
Indifferent. I think that's why it makes me a good social worker. And it's the only time I believe in like the dumb astrology stuff, like Libras, Leo. I'm a Libra, and like apparently it's a very balanced sort of person. I like to think I'm just that balanced. Like I can see that side, and I can see that side, and I can see why it doesn't matter to me. So for me, I'm indifferent in the sense that like, do what you want to do. There is a little bit of a difficulty in this because while they're not announcing to the world, I don't remember this, and I'm not going to reread this entire article, but while they haven't announced it to the world or even to their family members if Storm is a boy or a girl, I don't know, are they having that conversation with Storm? Like, are they telling Storm, like,
this is how the last 6 years went?
Well, no, like, obviously at this point, I mean, genitalia, Storm sees if he has a penis or she has a vagina. Storm sees that. So Storm knows are you what's the word, like scientific, like am I a male or a female? Storm knows this by 7 years old. But were they having those conversations? Like, I assume they're using gender neutral pronouns around Storm. Like, they would never say
They are, yeah.
he or she. Like, so like, what's the conversation they kind of had with Storm? What's sort of like that piece that makes sense for Storm? Like, that's my worry, is when this thing becomes more about the parents and more about their agenda than what's in the best interest of the child.
Yeah, I think someone on my Facebook, I think where I got the link from, had even said, like, is this child abuse? Like, in
Yeah.
a very light way. I could understand not announcing your gender and maybe wanting to be completely neutral, in the sense like dressing your kid a certain way, or not imposing certain sports or activities or toys that are gender biased. But a gender is a gender. Like, you're still at the end of the day a boy or girl, unless there's an outlier case with it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm against it. I'm against this.
Like, the doctor knows, because I like, even like medically, like sometimes you have to know if you're dealing with a male or female, right? For like medical purposes. And I'm sure there's a record at the hospital that says this kid, right? I would assume, is that like,
I don't think you get to choose that, right? Or like when you register your kid.
When you register, I think that's actually different still. I think because I think, if I'm not mistaken, with Kenna, I think it said, like, you don't have to. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm making that shit up completely. But like, I think at the hospital, at a medical, like, doctor level, they need to know, is it a male or is it a female? Because, you know, males have these hormones. You know, it's just like those things. And then, you know, it's a male, so I got to check its penis. Does its penis do this? Is a working vagina? Like, what's going on here, right? They got to look at that stuff. So like, medically, they have to identify what it is from there. But then after that, I guess, like, could you make an argument it's child abuse? I don't know.
Like, I wonder in a way, are you delaying that child's learning about sex and all that sort of stuff?
The only reason I'm against this, I would make a big argument for being against this, is because, unfortunately, society's not ready for this. 99.9% of people out there in society is not ready for this. This is why this is a controversy. So I get like, from the brave perspective of trying to like push new frontiers and boundaries and like challenge society. I'm all for that to an extent, as long as this is the kid's best interest. I'm all for that, but it's getting to a point where, how much are you setting your kid up to just get destroyed by society? He's in a safe, but he's 7. He's a little older now, but like, I don't know, for me, Storm, I know there's an X-Men who's a female named Storm, but it gives me a male vibe. I don't know why. And again, that's our biases, right? I guess that's what they're trying to avoid. But I don't know. Are you setting this kid up to get destroyed at school, in society? And again, how do you, like, there's certain things that are so ingrained, like a girl has long hair. I know little boys, you know, even have long hair and it's cute and stuff. But like I feel by a 7, I could, not always, but I could very much look at you like, how are you constantly dressing this kid gender neutral as well? Like, I don't know. It's just like so many things. Like, how could I not see Storm at 7 years old and not be like, I think it's male?
Yeah, I mean, there's
or female.
Your genes, right? Like, females are smaller typically. They're less muscular. Males.
But at 7, a lot of that's even ground still, I think, right? Like, boys are still like toothpick thin, and like girls don't have like shape to them, and, you know, like, it's not like they have like, they're not really developing boobs or like the hips or stuff like that. So it's just like, they all look like just like rakes. And it's just like, you put them, I guess, in gender neutral pair of sweatpants and a white t-shirt and like scruffy hair. Even if it was long hair, like, I've seen boys with long hair and like, oh shit, that's not a girl.
Yeah. There was an event recently on TV or something. And yeah, there's like someone singing a national anthem, and you could have sworn it was a boy or a girl or whatever, and it was like the opposite once they said her name and stuff. Apparently, anyways, Sweden is apparently experimenting with this, like, as a country, and in schools they're trying to not refer to their kids as boys and girls, and they're trying to get their kids to call each other friends. So it's not just these parents.
No.
It's bigger than that. At least some places in the world.
I just find like this is such a hard challenge to like I almost don't believe these parents that they're fully gendered. Like, so how does it work? Your kid needs toys when they're really young, like our kids' age currently, like 2, maybe 3. I think you can get away with buying them puzzles and very generic gender neutral toys.
Have you went into a clothing section in any kids stores lately?
Yeah.
It's pink and it's blue.
Yeah. Like we all like, and again, this is our bias as a society. I find it's a lot easier to have your girls play with anything and wear anything because it's cute. Like society sees that as cute. You know, Leia, I could put her in like blue jeans and a t-shirt with a shark. She loves sharks and she loves dinosaurs. Very hard to find that stuff in the girls section.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's there, but it's all done cutesy. She has like a legit like T-Rex t-shirt and she wears jeans and cons. And like if it wasn't for like maybe her hair at this point, it's like, or earrings, which kind of give it away. She's like a boy. It's so much easier, right? And like she could play with whatever. Like if someone bought Link like a straight up pink ass Barbie doll.
Well, he wanted to wear a pink dress the other day. One of Rowan's, and he started calling Prince. I want to be the princess, and we didn't stop him. We're like, yeah, go for it, buddy. Like whatever, experiment, right? But for our girl, we're very much trying to, like, maybe we are a bit like this article. I mean, we're not gender neutral like on a gender level.
Yeah.
But we're very much trying to gear our family and friends to buy us stuff that, for like Vanessa, like a little baby shower thing. We're trying to gear like not pink. Like stay away from the pink. And it's hard. It's not easy to find that stuff. But I don't know why it's more acceptable to steer girls away from that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like with this Storm kid, like, you know, they're 7 years old now. Kids love toys, especially at that age. What are you doing? Like, how are you? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, how do you do this data? How do you keep this up at this point? Like, I feel like they got to be cheating by this point. You're telling me you buy your kid one dinosaur or G.I. Joe and one Barbie doll?
Like, yeah, but then the argument's going to be, why does the dinosaur have to be masculine?
Yeah,
like I think Barbies are obviously feminine.
That's why I changed it to my sentence. I changed it to G.I. Joe. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that point. Like, I don't even know if you get what I'm trying to say. Like,
I think it's easier for male stuff to be used on both sides.
That's what I'm saying with Leia.
At least that's the stereotype behind it.
Yeah,
I think it's easier for girls to cross. And for boys, I find it harder to.
Because it's a very masculine-based sort of society and stigma around that. Because, you know, this is not my thinking, but like, oh, your kid's gay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like automatically goes to that homophobic sort of like stigma.
But lesbians are totally cool, right?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's cute because she's a tomboy.
Yeah,
that's the right. Whereas your boy is.
Yeah, we even named our daughter something that is very unisex, right? That's
I guess, yeah.
Because I have a relative parent that's a Rowan.
Yeah,
but who's a male, obviously.
Yeah. What did you not agree with? Like, I assumed you disagreed with, like, Vanessa was probably on these parents' side.
Yeah.
To an extent, and then...
And the argument ended up gearing towards our disagreement about the article and what the author was trying to say. So the author is very much against it. And some of the points that the author made, Vanessa didn't agree with. And I kept trying to gear the conversation back, like, the author's not necessarily saying what Vanessa thought she was saying or what the author was saying. I was like, the author's just trying to point out that historically speaking, going back hundreds of thousands of years, males were males. Males did male things. They had more masculine bodies. They did the hunting. They did all that sort of stuff. And the women cooked, gave birth to children, and raised families. Like, that's kind of what it was. Yes, there were cultures that were flipped or meshed
or
together.
More, yeah.
But I'm saying, generally speaking.
Right.
And that's what I thought the guy in the article was trying to point out, that fact. But Vanessa was still trying to hammer home the idea that the author was wrong and his opinion is wrong. I'm like, but he's just trying to point out historically, like, we're talking about the human dating back to the beginning of humans. This is what it was. Yeah, it was I I can't get into the argument now because it's weeks ago. But
we've gone to, I feel like we've gone to this place as a society where we've evolved that doesn't, those gender roles, especially in Western city life sort of society, those gender roles don't matter. And so, while yes, you could argue historically speaking, this is how it's been, but I don't need you. Like, listen, I'm no Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're no Arnold Schwarzenegger, but like, look at us. Like, we're not hunting mammoths
no.
for 3 weeks and then bringing them back to our tribe. Like, you know, you fucking work with computers, you nerd. Like, you sit at a desk, right, and like type away and nerd out and shit. And like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, look at these hands.
Like, yeah, there's baby smooth, right?
I couldn't squish a fly.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I get what these parents are trying to say. Like, they're trying to send a big message. My concern is that it's at a detriment to the child. If not today, if not already has been, I think at some point, like, unfortunately, just society's not ready for what they're trying to push. And so I don't even believe they're doing it 100%. I think they're cheating.
And I think they're cheating too. See you next week.
Dads in the Six is hosted by Jamie Campbell and me, Nicholas Mazzeo. We're produced and edited by Jamie Campbell. Our theme song is Nobody Speak by DJ Shadow and Run the Jewels. All of our other music is by Antonio Di Gregorio. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.